We are
Okay, we are
live.
We are
live.
live.
Hello everybody. Welcome in my page today. On today is we have a talk show. We talk about business on my page. Thank you for follow me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for love my page. So you guys still remember me? It's my name Ha Crew. I live from Texas with my daughter and my husband. And my husband, he always support me in everything in my life, in my business, in everything for I do it. So
It's good
here,
business.
wonderful, my husband.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you. Yes. Like I said, this is Ha. And sometimes in American, her American nickname is Manna. You might hear that at one time or another. I may slip up and call her what I'm used to calling her, Manna. And we're in this business together. It's a very good business. I did a lot of consideration and evaluation before we jumped in, and everything was a thumbs up, double thumbs up, actually. So, but we want to let you know that we have a very special guest with us today. Her name is Amy Hua. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And welcome, Amy. Welcome, Amy.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show today.
Oh, we're thrilled. Amy is a top producer. She's top notch, and she knows how to make this business work. And so she is someone that always has information and answers at her fingertips when we need it. She's great, and we're thrilled to have you today, Amy.
Thank
Uh,
you.
for those of you out there who are considering our online digital business opportunity, today's webinar is going to be very beneficial to you. Uh, we're going to ask Amy some frequently asked questions, some tough questions. Actually, uh, we're not going to beat around the bush. There's sometimes some tough questions, and we're going to address them so that if you are in the process of evaluating whether this business is for you or not, we're gonna hopefully put your mind at ease. Um, Amy, if you would give us a brief bio, tell us what got you in the business, what has you excited about it, and tell us about yourself a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. So my name is Amy Hua. I was I'm I'm I was in this business for a year already, and before I was a, a I'm working in a dialysis center, and I'm working from 4 o'clock in the morning to like 6 o'clock at night.
Oh,
That is a really long hour, and yeah, by the time I get home, I'm so tired and I couldn't do anything anymore. And the next day, I have to take care of my family, and I just want to get out of that environment. So and at that moment, my mom's also sick, so I make that decisions that to stay at home to take care of her. And I'm so glad that I I shouldn't wait that long, but yes, I stay at home for a reason, and I take care of her, and we start to run low on the money, and then uh, I have to uh, I have to look for something to do to help my husband out because he's the only one that working at the time.
one
And
breadwinner.
yeah, and so I
Today's
don't know what to
society
do.
needs two.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Um I can't not go back to work because my mom's situations and thing like that. Um I was like searching around online, and I saw this ad, and then I go, why not, right? I have nothing to lose, right?
Mm.
I just I I am a smart person, right? So I know my limit, right? So I find out, I do my research, And I find out, and I go, oh wow, this business is not that bad, because I have no experience, I have no background of business, and I'm not a really, I don't, I'm not a tech savvy either. So I was a little scared at the beginning, but I do
Mm.
my research, and I'm willing to take the chance. And yeah, I follow the step, and um, I'm here today. And yeah, and I'm so happy that I take that opportunity, and I make a difference, and it changed my life.
That's
It
great.
changed.
No regrets, huh?
No regret, no
That's
regret.
wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
That,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's great. Well, just briefly about myself, like we mentioned earlier, I've
Mhm.
been through a few careers. I'm on the downside of my life, and
Mhm.
I am looking for something that will allow me to stay at home, have set my own schedule, let me go at my own pace, and spend as much time as I can around my daughter and her activities, and my wife and her activities. And I can't wait to get her home with me and out of that stressful job. She too, like you, uh, currently
Mm-hmm.
she's wearing many hats. Mother, wife,
Mm.
uh, hard worker at a nail salon, uh, cook, cleaner, launderer. Although I'm trying to take up the slack on that for her, very much so, because I
Very
am
big.
100% supportive. Oh, thank you, honey. Boy, you're too kind. But yeah, we're really running a fast paced life nowadays, and that's what brought us into the business. And we're hoping to be able to focus on it and slow down a little bit, and gain a little more control over our lives.
Mhm.
Uh, I am a degree geologist. I have found oil in the oil industry in Texas. I have done remediation and environmental geology in Florida for 26 years. I've done power transmission sales where I sold gears and
Wow.
sprockets and variable speed drives in Florida for manufacturing. Interesting job,
Mm.
really interesting, because some of my clients were Klondike and Anheuser Busch and so some of those big boys. And it's amazing to learn just exactly how things are made. Like, how is a styrofoam cup made? I even sold shoes whenever I was a younger man at a store called Sakowitz, comparable to a Neiman Marcus or Tiffany's now. But I sold $300 and $400 and $500 pairs of lady shoes. So,
Wow.
and one thing that I really enjoyed and my geology has helped me with is I also have managed jewelry stores and selling diamonds. I can romance the stone because I can tell them how it was made and where it came from. But I'm excited about this business because it fits me now.
Mhm.
I can I cannot and don't want to punch a time clock any longer and
Mhm.
work
Mhm.
long hours.
Yep.
Um, Honey, what's got you jazzed up about this business?
Yeah. So it's with this business, it's the first time I not worry about. It's like some people they think that like it's not real, like fake or something. It's but not me. I just see that I just see one time, two time in the Facebook, and I just tell my husband, and he say that's good, go it, and yeah. So I just go it because I believe him and I believe myself and I believe business too. So yeah, I'm right. When I go in the business, I have a I will when I willing is learn for something, change for something. So it's very good because right now I can tell is I change a lot in my mind. I change a lot, is for everything. Like sometimes I talking with my group and I say like, this business make me better. This business make me no more stupid. So yeah, so that's right. That's right. And I love it. I love it. And I will go even is it's slow or fast. We just go and we will, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes.
She had zero computer experience when she began. She
Yeah.
didn't even know how to turn a laptop on.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
now you should see her whiz around on it, thanks to all the training and all the support and all the coaching and
Yes.
mentors that are our colleagues in this business who are there to help. She is a whiz on the laptop now, and she started out at zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot of business out there providing all this kind of training from people that are not doesn't have any technical you know experience, and then become so expert in computer and able to navigate around things like that. And I think it's because of the our community is really strong, and we have that solid training, and we have that like people are helping around, supporting each other. That's why this our team is so strong. Our team is really strong
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no jealousy among colleagues.
Yes.
Colleagues in this business are
Yes.
more than willing to pitch in and help
Hmm.
with anything
Yes.
without hesitation.
Yes.
Well, Amy, let's jump into the questions.
All right.
Let me, the first one that I've got that I'd like to pose to you, the all important question, because not just
It's the
Americans.
1 million questions.
Oh, yeah. Americans, especially, are just burnout with people approaching them with this, and as well as around the world. If you haven't heard of it, you must have been living under a rock or in a cave. Uh,
Mhm.
and that question is this business multi-level marketing,
Yes.
MLM?
So we are not multi-level marketing. The reason is we are not the direct sales. Okay. So when people coming in, if they want to buy a product, they will buy directly from the company.
Mm.
Okay. We are the one uh, at the middle collecting our commission only. We earn commission. We are not selling. We're not a seller. So multi-level business marketing is when people are buying from the manufacturer and they come out and they resell it.
Mm.
So that
Yeah, we don't even have to maintain inventory.
we
No, we don't.
it's not just we don't have we're not carrying it, but we are not direct sales. Okay, we're not selling. They're not buying from us.
Mhm.
Okay, they are buying from the company that we are affiliated with. Okay, we're not selling. Okay, we yes, we help them doing paperwork, but we're not selling directly. Okay, so we use our name to help them. Somebody have to help them fill out the form, right? To help them start, right? Because this is what we do. We help them, but we are not the one. They don't pay us. They don't pay directly to us. They put in a credit card and they pay it directly to the company. Okay, so we are at the middle. We are the one who getting commission um, from those company that we are affiliated with. So the MLM is the people that they buy the product and they resell it. Okay, so yes, so we are not in we are not MLM. Okay.
Another aspect of multi-level marketing that shows that we are not MLM is whenever they slow down and quit recruiting people to come in under them. When they slow down, their income slows down and stops. Our income never stops. So we reach a level, and then we strive to go to the higher level. And if we take a break, uh, our income does not drop. We're still going,
Yeah.
and we don't carry inventory, and so many other aspects. Our children get our income after we're gone. There's just many aspects why this is not MLM. It's
Yes.
bigger and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
for
like that. Yeah.
yeah, so
Mhm.
for multi-level marketing, um, their purpose is they're looking for people to buy product and resell. So those rank, it could drop. Okay, you need to have income to maintain the rank that you're at. If you
Mhm.
don't, you need to meet every month. You need to meet
Mm.
that amount.
That's right.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
amount of sales,
Mhm.
or to the point. So
Mhm.
then you can keep the rank. And then if you don't, then you start to fall. You start to fall back on the rank, and
Oh
then
my
to
God.
the point that you will have no more rank, and you become a buyer. Okay, they give you discount to to buy the products, but you don't have any more benefit from the company anymore because of
Well.
the rank. Okay, so that's why if people are in the MLM business, they they're having a hard time keeping up, right?
Mhm.
And the higher the rank that you're gonna uh go into, right, you have a higher risk, right? Because the sale volume have to be higher, to
Mhm.
stay in that positions. So for us, we don't. When we reach to that range, we never fall back, or we never downgrade
Mhm.
from that range.
Mhm.
We remain staying. We, even though we have a sales or we don't have a sales in uh it in couple months, we still stay at that range. Okay, so that's the best, that's the good thing about our business is, we don't downgrade. Okay.
Yep. Yep. One other thing, remembering back, I was in MLM, and as a younger man, and did okay at it. However, I learned pretty quickly that the only way to succeed at MLM is to get in at the beginning of it. If you get into it 4 or 5 years after it has started, then everybody's already heard of it, and they've either made a decision yes or no on it. And so you're working, and you're stymied because you missed the boat. You
Yeah.
missed the opportunity if you don't get in right at the beginning of a
Mm.
MLM opportunity.
Yeah.
That is not the case with us. We're not affected by
Mhm.
such a thing.
Yes.
Our products come from an extremely reputable company
Mhm.
that's high on QA/QC, quality
Mm-hmm.
assurance, and quality control. In
Yeah.
fact, the products, I can't go into them in detail on this, but they have a 5-year guarantee. Some
Yep.
of the equipment. Where do
Mm-hmm.
you find a 5-year guarantee? You have to pay for that whenever you buy a car.
Yes.
Well, all right. Super, super. Anything else to add, honey, on that? Next question.
So yeah, just cover the next question, honey.
Okay. Say somebody has a full-time job, and we already kind of touched on this. Got a full-time job. You're already up to here. You've got no computer experience or business ownership experience.
Like me.
Yeah. Can that person
Me too.
Yeah. Can that person, two examples sitting here, can that person be successful in our
Yes.
business?
Yes, they can. Because everybody, we have a lot of teammates that um are in here, and they doesn't have any experience background, they, not everybody is a businessman, and businesswoman, right?
Mhm.
So they come in here without any business background or computer background. And the same thing like any job, right? You go and you learn, even though you're expert in it, but every company have a different software, right? You have to learn from the bottom up, right? You need to get used to it. And the same thing, we just need to get used to what we're doing. And I think there are a lot of stuff out there is more complicated than our job, to be honest with you. Okay,
Mm.
more complicated than a computer, right? If you willing to learn, you can
Mm.
get it done.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hard. And our team, our community is we do have a lot of patience because we've been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we done it, right? We've been there. We know how it feel like for the newbie. They don't have the background experience, and we have a lot of patience for them, and we help them, and we train them. Um, yeah, to get to where they need to be at. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to say the only way you will fail is if you quit.
Yes, the
But if you
only way. Yes.
if you keep chipping away at it and keep trying
Yeah.
and keep going, you will
Yeah.
see the fruit of your
Yeah.
labors. You
And I
will
think
see it.
okay. And I think that it's hard for anyone to quit because our community will help you, and we will we are there for you, and if anyone needs help, we can talk to them, right? The only thing is, um, you know, yes, every business, you will have up and down, right? You feel stressed out, thing like that, but it's okay. It's okay. Is That's normal. That's normal. But hang in there, and you will get it through. Same
Mm.
thing like everybody else in this team, and everybody is very successful in this business. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Honey,
Mm.
would you like to give a question to Amy?
Yeah. So I hear about like if you want to be is membership, you need buy for $149. So can you talk more about that? So like for my friend or my customer or my list, they understand more about that, please.
Mhm. Yeah. So the $149 is the package that
Mm.
is include in many things. And for so every business have a star point, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh is yes. So and I think 149 is not a lot. Okay. It's not a lot to start with. Okay. Um just think about it. If you now, at dinner and everything, look, McDonald's, Burger King, how much is a meal? $20 a meal. Okay. And what happened? You spend $20 and you get nothing back. You get nothing back. Okay.
Yeah.
So but 149, okay. Well, what will 149 do give you back? It give you a whole opportunity, a successful business, and and you have a better life, right? You are in a better environment, and your whole future is in 149, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Uh-huh.
is
Yeah.
really cheap for that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't I don't think, I mean, I started this business when I only have $200 in the bank. Okay. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I willing to, I think it's cheap for me if this business work out. Okay. If this business work out, 149 $149 is nothing. Okay, it's nothing to me. How much you get your nails done, right? How much you get your hair. 149 you couldn't even get your hair done, right? I have
Mhm.
long hair, so probably cut hair and dye my hair, probably almost $200 already. But your hair will grow back, right? Your color will fade, and you have to do another treatment again. But 149 lasts you the whole lifetime. Okay. And I don't think that's I don't think I think it's even should be even more than this, but you know what? It's is helping out. Is trying to this company is trying to help people that are, you know, you know, uh having a hard time and doesn't know where to start, right? And they don't have a lot to start with, and um and this 149 is refundable,
Yeah.
after you come in and then you
Mhm.
watch the video and you think this business is not for you, you can ask for a refund, and $149 is all back to your bank account,
Mhm.
you know
Yeah.
in only couple days, right? You have nothing to lose. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're right. I agree. It's funny. I'll just interject. But after the 149, you do make more investment to grow your business and everything. But you mentioned McDonald's and Burger King. I'll guarantee you this business doesn't cost you $1.2 million that it would to buy a McDonald's or a Burger King
Uh-huh.
franchise.
Mhm.
Yes.
So this definitely has its advantages over taking that route of business ownership.
Yes.
And that 149 also specifically, it gets you, well, you call it a membership, but it opens the door for you to
Uh-huh.
view additional videos and additional training and additional talk. So it explains the nuts and bolts of how
Mm-hmm.
this business works,
Yes.
Mhm.
and it allows you to come to your own conclusion. That's not so bad. That's I can do that. I can do
Yes.
that.
I think
And
anyone can do that.
Yeah.
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 So that
Only if they willing to or not, right?
Yeah.
yep.
And this 149 dollar is um to see how, um to help you
Mhm.
kind of like making a decisions, you know um if if you think 149 is not, um is too much for you and thing like that, and I don't think that you are able to do anything else, because all the business out there, okay. um Before, I was thinking about the vending machine, you know i
Mm-hmm.
i saw some of my friends are doing vending machine, and I try to go in there and check it out. And the first thing is you need to pay $149, okay. And that is, they didn't even explain it to you what's the $149 is about, okay. They
Mm-hmm.
don't even have a webinar for you to watch, okay. Nothing. As soon as I click in the link, and if you want to find out anything, you need to pay the $149 first. And I go, what? I don't get to know anything. What's the process? Uh, is there anything that I can watch right before? But we do have a free webinar. It's a step by
Mhm.
step that
Yeah.
you can, yes,
Mhm.
you watch the webinar first. And then if you like, uh to post, okay, and take a pictures, this is definitely the thing for you, okay. Like I tell everybody, if you can post a video and take pictures to post on your Facebook, why not making money, right?
Yeah.
Why don't
Yeah.
you use that to make money? Why are you just sitting there and post and then
Uh-huh.
entertain other people, and
Mhm.
not not able to make any money, right? I I'm not, I don't have business background, but I'm all into business, right? Why not?
Mhm.
Why am I doing all this work and I don't get paid? You know? And then so as soon as I watch that webinar, I love it. I go, you know what? I don't mind, right? I don't take a lot of picture, I don't post, but you know what? I'm gonna do it from now on. If I can make money out of it, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing as the YouTuber, right? You know, but I mean, you don't have to love it to do it, but after you do it for a while, you will love it. You
Yeah.
know, Same
Yeah,
thing
you're
as
that's,
our
right.
that's kind
job,
of a
right?
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When we grow up, we don't know what we like and we don't. And then after we do it, and then we go, oh, you know what? I probably like this one and I can live with it, right? Thing like that. And just imagine a lot of work out there. You know, it's hard labor, right? And what we do, we just take picture and video, right? Doing advertisement. That's nothing, you know, and we can
Mm-hmm.
do it on our free time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whenever we like. You know,
Yep.
it's not like you need to clock in, right? And you know, and there's a time frame that you can do it anytime, anywhere, you know. That's what good about this business. Yes.
All right.
So I want to say something about is $149 for the people is still around, is still look around and like think about that. So $149 is not a big money. So just for one dinner or like for
Yep.
the big family. So but 149 they can change for your life. They can change for your future. That very 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 cheap, right?
Mhm.
So and you can if you have 30 days, you can go inside and look around commodity, and you can look around for how you can make money, how income, how bonus, how way you can make money. And if you decide is you like it, you can go in. If you don't like it, you can have money read back to you. It's nothing to lost for
Yeah.
you, right?
Yeah. What
That
do you have to
easy.
lose?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing for lose. So yeah, that easy for you. But 149 they can change for your life. They can change for your future. They
Yeah.
can change for your family life. So don't worry and don't be thinking. Just go and take action, and
Yes.
you will win. You will win because around you we have mentor, we have coach, we have a lot of people, we have community is support you and help you, and it's for all the time. So that very good business about that.
Yes.
Thank you very
Exactly.
much. Do you have
Yes.
any question?
Yes, Amy, we've already kind of touched on it. Would you elaborate a little bit more about whenever you're getting into this business and you're starting out, how much help you get and from who?
Yes. So I have a whole community that helping me out and a mentor. She walking me through every step.
Mhm.
And and we do have a lot and the training side. I love the training side that we have. And you just follow those steps, and the training side is so easy to follow, and they have everything you need, you know. And I I'm okay. I work in the medical field, okay, and I go through hard training and things like that, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the training, and the training is so easy, and I can't believe it that they have so many video that you can follow, because sometimes, right, the people love, I love video, right? The video can walk me through, and yeah. And so the training is so after the $149 you will find out how's the training and everything. And
Mm.
I believe everybody will love our training. Yes.
Yep, and our business coach, or your
Mm-hmm.
coach, you grow to love them because they won't let up on you. Uh,
Yes.
they will prod you and motivate you and urge you on, but they do
Yes.
it with love,
They
and
do it
and
with love.
and they
Yes.
and they make you feel like, oh, gosh, thank you so much, because I couldn't have gotten through that without you.
Yes.
And they look at you and they smile and say, "That's my job."
Yes.
That's my
That's,
job. And
yes,
so,
that's what happened to my team right now. They
yeah,
go,
Mhm.
they go, wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I learned so much in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, the training, the support and everything, they're looking forward for the to get on and training with me. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. And we, like, that's how much information they get,
Mm-hmm.
and they go, it's so worth it. You know if you know they said that it's not just the business, but the value, the knowledge that you get out of this business. They amaze. Okay, they can't
Mm-hmm.
believe that um it took them that long to decide to get into this business. They say, if I know it sooner, I should take that. I should make that move sooner, so I can learn, I can know all this stuff sooner. And I go, well, it's not too late, now you're here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you learn. And they all gonna have the opportunity to train somebody one day.
Yeah.
And they love it. They love everything about it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I mean, I can't promise people that it's going to be easy,
Hmm.
but I can promise people that it's worth it. It's going to
Yes.
be worth it,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And that 149 initial upfront, and then subsequent investments to progress in the business. You know, what do you do whenever it's free? What's your motivation? The bottom line is, if you pay, then you
You
pay
pay
attention,
attention. Yeah.
Yes.
and you're motivated to work it and
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
succeed. You're more motivated.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not an act of Congress to take action and go ahead and see what it's all about and try.
Hmm.
Um, and kind of tell me a little bit, just a little detail on how do you make money in this business?
So we make money by commission. So, and then there are multiple income stream uh, on top of the commission. So we are affiliate with different company. We're not just affiliate with one company. We different in a different company. So those income stream are coming in different company that we gonna sign up and we're gonna work with. So that's why we saying that we don't have just one income stream. We have multiple
Uh-huh.
income stream. And yeah, and and it's, I don't say it's easy, but those with those income stream are able to get you through your whatever you was doing before. Okay. Yeah. So they need to come in and pay 149 dollar to find out what is the deal in here, right? Because we cannot give it all away, and
Mm-hmm.
our company policy is they have to
Mm-hmm.
follow the step.
Yeah.
Why do they need to follow the step? Because it's no point to tell you what the income stream and how much you make, right? If you don't like to post and you don't like to take pictures, right? You're not willing
Mm.
to do,
Yeah.
you don't have motivation, you don't know, is this job is right for you? The same thing as you going to the interview, right? you know um you come in and they ask you, what's your background, and do you like to do this? And if you tell them, yeah, I don't know, I don't know, do I like it? Of course, right? They're not gonna tell you, oh yeah, what our policy is, right? What we're doing in here. Why are they start to train you if you're not even, you don't even know what you like it or not, right? So you need to go one step at a time to find
Mm-hmm.
out you
Yeah.
like it or not. Yes. So you need to watch that webinar, and you need to pay the 149 dollar to watch that a video, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then in that 8 video will tell you where all the income stream coming in, and yes, and then you will make a decisions yourself. Okay.
Mhm, mhm. Well, all right. I've got one more question I want to pose to you,
Mhm.
and it's a rather direct question, but we are honest, and we want you to trust us because we're deserving of your trust, and we want to be straightforward with everybody. Um, Amy, why do poor people stay poor?
uh so that yeah, so it's I was poor before too, I know exactly how it is, you know uh as a foreigner, right? We come to United States with empty handed, and we need to work from the bottom up. We need to earn money and thing like that. And of
Mhm.
course, every uh everything that we earn, we are holding on to it, because we're working so hard, and we're afraid that we will lose it, and we don't have the money to lose, uh or we can't risk it, we cannot risk our money. Um but and then that stay in our, in our memory. That's, uh it's
Yeah,
a
that's
risk.
blended
It's a risk.
into us, living month to month,
Yeah, it's
blended
a risk.
into us.
But yes, but back then, it's not it's not a lot of research, right? Because we don't have computer, we don't have this and that. We always think, we don't know how's that company is, thing like that, right? And we heard people fail and this and that, and it's all stay into our memory, and that memory is trying to uh try to guard us, trying to telling us, don't risk it. But now in this day, we have access, we have internet, right? We can do research, right? To find out if this company is a good company to
Mhm.
start with, right? After you
Mhm. Mhm.
after the $149, you will find out our company, and then you can do research, you know do some research on it, and you will find out all about our company. And that's what I did when I come in here. I paid the 149, and I saw the company's name, and I start to do research on it, and then I start to trust the company. That's how I
Mhm.
started, and yes, so people are afraid, people have skeptical, right? Is this company is
Skeptical and scared and
yeah,
everything
they
else.
scared. Yeah, they they don't know anything about the company. But if you do your research, and you right away, your fear will be, you don't have that fear, and you don't have that much skeptical anymore, right? Yes, you
Mm.
might have a little bit, but not like before. You need to
Mhm.
do research,
Mhm.
and then you need to know that, because of all those memory, they want you to stay in your comfort zone, right? They don't want, you're afraid to move, you don't know what is, what are you dealing with, right? I mean, think of look at where you're at, look at where you're at. You cannot be worse than this. You cannot be worse than what you have right now, right? It's
Mhm.
only improve. And the same thing, a lot of people, um they the people doesn't have money, or they don't have a lot to start with. They only want something fast. They want to see fast result. They want to bring money home right away. you know um
Mhm.
that's pretty much like gambling, right? um
Mhm.
that's how they go buy stock, right? Because the stock market, they go up and down every day, right? And they always think that, oh, you know what, if I buy stock, right, uh it- I can So if I buy stock, I can get money. I have not a lot to lose, and I win, I win a lot, right? Things like
Yeah.
that. And yeah, and so they like fast. They want to see
Mm,
something fast, right?
mhm,
And they like to buy crypto and things like that. But think about that, okay? Every single time they buy that, they never think they're gonna lose money. They always think they win, they always think they win. But
mm,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and then you should ask yourself a questions. Are you expert in those? You need to be expert. I i know a little bit about stock, but I never can buy stock because I'm not expert in it.
mhm,
I'm not gonna risk my money. Sometimes people, they don't have a lot of money, and they think that, you know if I'm going into uh this online digital business, and I'm going to risk. But if you think about it, if you want to buy stock, right, and you want to go to the casino, right,
mhm.
you play, right, you gamble, or you do something like that, you have even higher risk than you come into a business and you invest in it, right? And nothing easy. But when your business is up and running, then that will be the day that it will bring you great result, right? And it lasts forever. you know uh
Yeah.
yeah, you if you put your money into something else, make sure
Mhm,
that you're expert in it. If
mhm.
you want to go into casino and you want to get some money out, make sure you're expert in it. But if you're not expert in it, you're gonna lose your money. And you're not losing 149, you probably lose couple hundred or
Yeah.
couple $1,000, right?
Mhm,
So that's why sometimes people, they say, oh, you know what, I can't risk. No, you don't know what you risk. You risk every single day, but you don't even
mhm,
know, right? You don't know that you're risking. You risk your money. But you put you risk your money into one place that, right? Everybody are successful,
mhm,
and
Yeah.
you're able
mhm,
to get something back. That is not a risk. That's
mhm,
just not a risk, right? So that's it, all up to them, right? Do they want to risk their money? Normally, people don't have a lot of people. They always, that's why they sometimes they put their money in the place that is not supposed to be, and they lose everything. And then that become their memory, and they scare, right? And
Yeah,
then
boy, that's a better taste in the mouth.
yes, and even though it doesn't matter what other people tell them, this business is this and that, they don't believe you,
Yeah, they've got
because
the
their
wall up.
mindset,
mhm.
yeah, it's all based on their mindset, right? Their mindset is, you know what, I rather take different risks, but they don't know that risk, you know, are even higher risk, and they don't bring any promise in your future, right? But this one is more stable, right? And is long lasting. It's long lasting.
Hmm.
Our business is really long lasting, and you even can transfer, your business to your kids. You know, so that, what's that tell you? This business is last forever. You know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, you have nothing to lose, right? And
Mhm,
um and why people are um why people doesn't have a lot of money, they they do that. It's because of their mindset, they're not willing to, you know if
Yeah.
you're willing to, you can do anything. Okay,
yeah.
anyone can do anything if they're willing to, you know
Yeah.
and you want to change. We
Mhm,
need people that have passion to change their life, you know
mhm,
if you're not passionate about this, you you're not you don't want to do it, because our webinar is just to explain it to you, the basic stuff, right? And of course, it's not going to tell you a lot, because we want to find out, are you how passionate are you? If you're passionate enough, um the glory will come, right? Thing like that. But
mhm,
if you're not passionate enough, you probably fail at the first step already. You sign in, you become a lead, and then that's it. You don't want to do anything else. But it's getting better and better and better. Okay, every step that you take in this business is getting better. Okay, and of course the rich people, right? They they all they all about investment. They try they try every single way. They try a way to make money. If they see an opportunity, they take it right away. Because why? Because they are a success, right? They are
Mhm.
a success, in the business right now, and they know every business is successful, you know, and they know it's just timing. It's just how much effort, how much time, how much work you put in it, and you will become successful. Every business,
Mhm.
even though a boba, right? Even though you selling coffee or boba, thing like that, um, you will be successful. You know,
Mhm.
you know you
No,
need to you need to willing, you need to you have that passion, you can do it.
Amy, I know you, and a year and a half ago, you were describing how you were a year and a half ago, and I also know that today, if you had the desire and wanted to, you can dabble in the stock market. You can go to Vegas anytime you want to. You can take a dream vacation at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
That's the difference this business makes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
She's living proof, folks.
Thank
And
you.
so well, let's go ahead and I just want to add quickly to
Mhm.
that action. That's the key
Yes.
word, folks.
Actions. Yes.
I've done research, and the average American, anyway, sees anywhere from 7 to 11 opportunities come come in contact with 7 to 11 opportunities in life that has a pretty good potential of changing their life and changing their lifestyle
Mhm.
and improving everything for the better. And what keeps them from doing something and getting better? Fear and the lack of action.
Mhm. Yep.
Eventually, you got to take action, and you got to say, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to succeed at it confidently.
Yes.
And I need help. But this business is going to give you the help that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just thrown to the wolves. You are going to be assisted in every way because everybody wants to see you improve. This
Mhm.
business has a large aspect of helping one another in it,
Yes.
and that's one of the big reasons why uh, people that come in succeed. So, anything to add to that, honey?
So yeah, again, so we just want to tell for the people still around there. So if you interesting for this business, if you think that business is for you, so or if you want go away from the poor people, so just take action and go visit in my website, workwayWeb.hackcrew.com to sign for that and to have webinar for webinar for free. And after that you can take the step by step and go look inside for community and or for business. So you can connect with me from comment. So I will answer you soon. So yeah, thank you very much for today. You set time for you, Amy, today. So yeah, thank you very much about that.
That was kind of a again, that's a hard question to answer. Why do poor people stay poor? And one thing that I just want to add to that too, that I've noticed, this business is also for wealthy people, and the reason is because wealthy people have been there, done that. They know how to look at something and say, "Yep, I like that. I'm going to do it," and they take action and they jump all over it. So let that be an example, a lead. To also have a little bit of courage and say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to swallow my pride and my fear, and I'm going to have courage, and I'm going to pray to God to guide me and assist me and help me.
Yeah.
And here we go. Let's get started.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, that's what happened to me. I I always I want to have a business of my own, but I don't know what to start, and I don't have a lot of money, and so I saw this opportunity. I was so happy. I was really really happy because
good.
for it's like a chance, it's like an opportunity for people like me that doesn't have a lot to start with, and we don't know how what to start, and I don't want to do I like online because it's the new generation's thing, right? Everything is online now. It I I go, I don't know what to do. I mean, what process, what paperwork, what do you need to get your business running? And I found this, and I was like, oh my god, this is like this business is like calling me, it's calling me, and I go, I have to do it, and I'm so glad. That's why I said, you're going through step by step, and then it will take you there, and it's easy, it's not hard. I think it's easier than you going to DMV and get your driver license, to be honest with you. Okay, that's how easy it is, and I can't believe that. For people that doesn't have any experience like me, and we have that kind of fear, is it hard? How to set up? Is it hard to set up the business? What the requirement is, just make sure that you like what you're doing, and then you're willing to learn. Okay, that's the requirement in here.
Yeah.
Willing to learn, and then just following the training, and then you get there, and then that's how everybody is. Everybody come in here, they do that, and if they can do it and they can be successful, you can be too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Very good. Very good. Well, we wrap up. We want to wish everyone a blessed Holy Week this week. And Amy, we thank you so much for your time and your inspiration and sharing your knowledge and experience with us. And we hope that others that view this can see the great value in it. So thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me on your show today.
Thank you very much, and I will thank you for my friend and for watching my go live today. Thank you very much, and wish you have a good week. Have a good week and all week for Holy Week for this week. So thank you very much, Amy. Thank you. So we will see you guys for next go live. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks,
Thank
Amy.
you.
Bye bye.
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 Okay.